All right, good morning, class, and welcome to week number 12. That is right, week number 12 of your 7315 class, which is your management class. As always, I am your professor, Dr. J.S.K. Austin, and we are going to keep this one fairly brief this week. We've got a few state of the course updates, and then I'm going to just share two things. One is going to be a LibGuide related to facilities and disaster planning and preparedness, and the other is just going to be a Why I Left Libraries article or column that has been making the rounds. And the reason why I'm going to share that second one is not so much relevant to the direct course material of how to be a manager, but still, if you are going into management, you probably do want to know why libraries these days are starting to struggle with retaining people. And you do want to be aware of the plights of those who do temporary work for your library if you hire people or rely on temporary labor, project managers, people that you're not paying benefits, people in the gig economy. You're probably going to want to know and recognize what these people are going through. Okay. So, having said that, let's go ahead and dive right in. The first thing that I want to do is say that as far as state of the course updates, yes, the assessment assignments have been graded. I did tell you all that if you did not turn one in, you need to contact me ASAP. So, hopefully I've heard from everybody at this point. I am currently working on grading, getting caught up on the case studies and doing the position announcements. So going through that, trying to make all that work, and hopefully I will be caught up with that very shortly. The second thing that I want to do as far as state of the course updates is remind you all that you do have a sync session next week. We are going to hear from Carolyn. I always pronounce her name incorrectly, so I don't even want to attempt to pronounce it this time around because I don't want to pronounce her name incorrectly. But there is an announcement. So Carolyn's going to be speaking with us next week from I believe 7 to 7:50 p.m. Central Time. I will press the Zoom link a little later this week. We will do a little bit of Q&A time afterwards, but she's going to have more so a kind of like Dr. Alford. She's going to have more so of a fireside chat as opposed to a presentation like what Danny had. But she's looking forward to talking to us, and she did send these questions that she wants you all to kind of think about and be ready to talk about ahead of time. So read those questions. They are in one of the course announcements, so please go ahead, read those questions, and be up on that. The third thing that I would like to mention, and I will make an announcement about this, but I have not yet, is that one of your classmates did ask me to go ahead and make the budget assignment visible. So I have made that visible. I have allowed you all to start. Originally, you weren't going to be able to start on that until April the 17th. That's just how the course was designed, but I have gone ahead and made an adjustment there, and we'll see how this goes. So, why is that? Okay, there we go. So the budget exercise, it is now available. It will be available until the due date of April the 24th. So you've got about 14 days to complete it. There is no time limit. And then the materials that you need in order to access the materials that you need, and again, I'll post this in the announcement as well, is that if you go to modules, what should come up first is this course schedule, topics, and assignments. And if you click this, Unit 6, Organizational Communication here, then the pertinent information about the sample library and the budget for the sample library, those will come up. So you should have the information that you need in order to complete the assignment if you access that link, okay? So aside from that, I do know that a lot of you have already started on the grant narrative group assignment. Continue doing that. That needs to be done. That needs to be done by early May. And so, yes, get the ball rolling on that. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to ask me. I'm going to remind you all again that this is my first time teaching this class, so I am learning things as I'm doing the course the same way you all are, and there are some things that I'm going to adjust. However, I will be making those adjustments for future classes that will not affect you all. But I am taking note of some things that Dr. Beth Brendler, she has a very different mode of teaching from me that is, I don't think either approach is better or worse. They're just different. So because she was the one who originally owned this course, she has a way of doing things, and there are some things that I'm going to do differently. And it's not because she didn't do a good job. It's just that those things, some of the things that she did don't really agree with my teaching style. So that's all. But she is a fantastic professor and somebody that I recommend you all take if you get the opportunity. So having said that, I think that's it for State of the Course update. So now let's look at these LibGuides very quick, or this LibGuide very quick. So library disaster preparedness and response. You do have a LibGuide here. Actually, the home page is here. So you can see some of the home resources, the main resources they put on that first page. And I'm not gonna go through these for the sake of time. I'm gonna allow you all to do this on your own time. Disaster preparedness, though, this is something that, even though this is over 15 years old, so hopefully this has been rectified since then. But in 2005, the report was that 78% of libraries do not have a disaster plan and staff trained to carry it out. That is awful. Anything can happen. Natural disasters can happen, your tornadoes or hurricanes. I went from hurricane country in the Carolinas to coming here. Now I am in tornado country in Missouri, but you can have all that. But then you can also have just disasters that are man-made disasters. You can have people shoot up your facilities, and we hope that that never happens, but that's something that can happen. And we did have mass shooting trainings at previous libraries that I worked at. Okay, so be aware of that. You can have fires, you can have leaks, gas explosions, all types of stuff can happen. So you need to be prepared for that. You need to have preparedness, and you need to have response resources. So you will find all of these within this LibGuide, and then also you've got a list of ALA disaster resources. And so ALA, for all the flack that ALA takes, and believe me, ALA takes a lot of flack. Go on Twitter and you'll see all the flack that ALA takes. But ALA does produce some pretty good LibGuides that link you up to a lot of good sources, okay? So ALA, they do have their place in this profession, whether or not the librarians in this profession agree or not. They do have their place. There's some things that they could be doing better, but there's some things that all organizations could be doing better. Just like there are things that I could be doing better, and there are things that you could be doing better. We could all be doing things better, okay? So having said that, yes, I do think the ALA has some very helpful resources here, and I'm going to leave it at that and leave it up to you all to pursue these resources. And then finally, I will link this as well. This was posted this week, Why I Left Libraries, and spoiler, I was broke in job insecurity and the academy needs to change. She's speaking specifically about academic libraries, just so you all know. But the thing is, academic libraries usually pay better than public libraries, and yet still, she's leaving academic libraries because of the costs associated. So this is something that could happen to you on the academic side or on the public side. It's a very interesting read, and it's actually a very quick read. And I would say that if you are going into management, a lot of times managers and management and admins, they get detached from what their employees are going through, and that's something that makes them bad managers. Try not to get detached, okay? Try to be aware of what your people are going through. I would recommend having an open door policy and really making people feel welcome so that they will come to you with issues, and then we won't continue losing our talent, and especially people who have become invested in the field and who have a lot of experience. Because one thing that I would say I never want to see, but unfortunately this is the case with libraries, is that one thing that she says is, I easily doubled my salary for half the work when I left libraries. And that's something that's a painful thing to hear, but it's a reality, okay? And so the reason I'm in libraries, simply put, I'm not even going to BS y'all. The reason I'm in libraries is because I can't really do anything else successfully. So this is where I ended up. But having said that, yes, for those who can do things like tech or data entry or whatever the case may be, they may find better opportunities outside of this field. And so hopefully if you become a manager, you will do the things that will allow people to have a good future within this field. Okay. So I guess I will leave it there. Yeah, I'll probably leave it there and just say this. We'll I don't know, man. There's not always a lot that that managers can do, as far as making sure that the salaries, or admins can do to make sure that the salaries of their workers are adequate salaries. Because a lot of times those decisions will come from above library management, and in academic libraries, they will come, from heads of like, provost and chancellor's offices, or they may come, in public libraries. The library director may be hand tied due to the actions of the city council or county commissioners or whoever the case may be. So you can't always, as a manager, go to bat for and get your employees better pay, but also there are definitely managers who say they can't do stuff when they can. So do everything you can do, okay? Especially if you have good employees, all right? So I'll leave it at that. I am Dr. Jace, and yes, there will be a sync session in this place next week. I look forward to seeing you all. No check-in video next week because of the sync session. All right, see you all next week.